Just, I was delighted to see that was just a test. If anybody's cell phone was ringing. This is your 5-minute warning. We'll start the proceedings in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much. 4 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Cam Rumman, Vice President, Commercial Financial Services at RBC. As the platform partner and long-standing supporter of the BC Achievement Foundation, RBC is thrilled to welcome you all to this year's celebration as we honor the recipients of the 2025 Community Award. Before I proceed, I'd like to acknowledge that I am situated on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh. I recognize and respect their enduring connection to this land and am committed to learning from their leadership, wisdom, and contributions, past, present, and future. As many of our attendees are joining us from different locations, I encourage us all to acknowledge and reflect upon the territory on which you are situated, and take time to learn about the Indigenous peoples whose territories we call home. The BC Achievement Community Award highlights the best of BC, recognizing both emerging leaders and long-standing community champions. It ignites pride, it inspires action, and it helps build a more connected and compassionate province for future generations. The Community Award is not only about recognition, it's about creating space for leaders of all ages and backgrounds to be seen, heard, and celebrated as they carve a path for others to follow. At RBC, we realize that helping provide fair and inclusive opportunities for everyone can help create greater resilience and prosperity in our communities, which is why we're so proud to walk alongside BC Achievement in honoring those who make a difference, and we're inspired every day by their stories of community impact. This year's recipients are educators, filmmakers, volunteers, entrepreneurs, and everyday heroes who are changing lives through their courage, creativity, and commitment. From this day forward, they'll join an esteemed group of leaders and become part of a strong, vibrant, and distinguished alumni community. Congratulations to this year's Community Award recipients, and thank you for all that you do to help build stronger, healthier, more vibrant communities across British Columbia.
Okay. Oh, hi, how are you? Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, that's a great reminder for me to silence my phone, and I'll invite you to do the same. If, however, an emergency alert goes off, what are you going to do? My name is Jeremy Brownridge. I'm Her Honour's Private Secretary, and on behalf of all the staff and her, we send a warm welcome to you all. Thank you so much for coming, particularly those who've come from far overseas on the mainland. So thank you for joining us. And thanks to Carl on the piano. Wasn't that lovely? Thank you, Carl. And now that I have your attention, I would kindly ask that you please rise if you're comfortable doing so. We'll have two processions. The first is the honorees drummed in. The second will be the official platform party, including the Lieutenant Governor. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking Her Honour's Honorary Pipe Major this afternoon, Roger McGuire. Please also join me in thanking Knowledge Keeper Florence Dick from Songhees Nation and her wonderful son, Dakota. Thank you so much. And I'm honored to call upon Florence, who will provide a welcome for us this morning. Thank you so much.
I want to start off by saying Hajka Siam to the new governor for doing proper protocol to the Lekwungen people. I also want to say Hajka to the Salkhoin that are here, Hajka Siam. I also want to say Hajka Siem to all the regalia that I see out there. You know, it's always important that we acknowledge that peace, that we're honoring that peace that we see, and how privileged it is that we can bring it out and share with our neighboring nations, with our people, with our friends, to show the pride that we have in it. I wear my regalia everywhere I go. It gives me strength. It ties me to my ancestors, and it ties me to who I am as a person of the Lekwungen people. We come from the Coast Salish, and we use woolen to represent the high status. Only the chiefs would wear woolen blankets, and I wear mine on my headband. We wear cedar that represents the good words that are going to come out of my mouth today. That's why I wear my hairpiece. I wear my shawl. It protects my heart. It covers my heart because I'm speaking from the heart. And I just want to acknowledge all the Indigenous people that are here, all the Hmong people that come to our reserve, to our nation, to see the beautiful lands that our ancestors have kept up for us. Right now we're in the camas bloom, and that is over 200 years old. And where you see the purple flower that is growing and is getting ready to feed us in the late summer, where we'd go out and pick it, and we'd use it as our starch for our diet. And everybody sees that purple flower, but we see strength. We see all the medicine that it comes from, our ancestors that prepared it, so we could still see it to this day on our lands. And I'm always so grateful that we get to have these ties. And that's what a true acknowledgement is bringing the proper people to come connect with their ancestors once again, to be here, to acknowledge the Hmong and the visitors to our lands. Doing it the proper protocol is so important. It just shows the event that you're doing things in the right way. And I always want to say Hajka Siem for always acknowledging me, coming every year to lay my words down. It's for my next generation to pick up those words for me when I'm no longer here. And that's why my voice and my words need to be so strong, because they're going to lie on this ground and be ready for the next generation to pick up when they're up here doing the welcome. And to the new friends that I made up island, way up north, Hajka, for learning a little bit of who we are on our lands. And I go into my language, and I'm just thanking you for coming here, thanking you for being here on our lands. And today is really special to me because I get to bring my son with me, and he's the powerful singer in our community. And I'm so grateful that I was able to bring him to his first performance here. Such a high honor to be in this building, to be on these grounds, to connect him to my ancestors, to give him that power, that strength to keep moving forward in his voice and his singing. And that's how we are as Hmong people. We look to the next generation and we lift them up. And we keep holding them up there, keep bringing them forward with us. Hajka Siem, Asiem na chelacha, Asa na amtanat, Hajka gwans na techel hela, Etutlanata, Hajka Siem gwans na techel tianak. To my friends, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for coming to our lands of the Lekwungen people. Hajka Siem.
Thank you so much for those wonderful words of welcome, and thank you for bringing your son today. What a strong and powerful voice. Thank you for sharing that first experience with us. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. I am now delighted to call upon Her Honor to provide her remarks this afternoon. Your Honor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to begin by acknowledging we are gathered on the beautiful ancestral territories of the Kwanghan people, particularly the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nation. My goodness, what a beautiful start to the event. Thank you so much to Florence and her son Dakota for that beautiful, beautiful welcome, and always that we're learning. I thank them so much for sharing these lands in peace and friendship. Hashkasiyam. As Lieutenant Governor, I have the privilege and profound responsibility of representing His Majesty King Charles III, the King of Canada. The Crown is the bedrock of our democracy. It reminds us that even in a world of constant change, there are institutions that endure, devoted to unity, stability, and service to all. Later this month, His Majesty will visit Canada to demonstrate his deep personal commitment to our system of constitutional monarchy. This will lend his strength and support to the viceregal family in our shared role as guardians of democracy in this country. His presence is both timely and meaningful. Now, I have to say these awards are especially dear to my heart, not only standing here before you as the Lieutenant Governor, not only as a very proud former recipient, but also a very proud mother. Our daughter is a past honoree for her impactful work in meaningful inclusion and filmmaking. So I really understand the pride and excitement that you are all feeling today, and I urge you to enjoy each and every moment. Thank you so much to our wonderful partners at BC Achievement who understand the power of change. We're so grateful for your support, and we really appreciate the tremendous work that you do. Please join me in a round of applause. Congratulations to this year's 22 awardees who we celebrate today. And thank you so much also to all of their supporters who helped them along this journey, because we understand it takes a village. The Community Achievement Award Program celebrates changemakers. They devote their lives to improving communities, creating spaces of care, resilience, and inclusivity. Often, they are working outside of the spotlight, but their efforts inspire others and have a long-lasting impact. This recognition emphasizes the transformative power of service and generosity. Our recipients shape vibrant, caring, and inclusive communities in their very own ways. Your accomplishments and service truly inspire me. I am grateful to celebrate you today as we gather to show our hearts as true British Columbians. The motto of BC Achievement is exceptional and something that should be a goal for everyone every day. And that motto is elevate excellence, share success, and inspire change. Congratulations again, and I look forward to the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Your Honor. And a quick hello to those following at home or wherever you may be. This is live streamed, so that's great. So lots of people there. I'm now very pleased to turn the proceedings over to probably the best director of ceremonies in BC or Canada, Christopher Gage.
Well, that's quite an introduction. Thank you, Jeremy. Of course, I'm absolutely honored to be here. Your Honor, thank you for those thoughtful words. We all appreciate your leadership and so grateful for presenting the 2025 Community Award Program, of course, in your presence. And on behalf of our board chair, Walter Pela, who's unable to join us today, regretfully, BC Achievement offers its congratulations to you as British Columbia's 31st Lieutenant Governor, and we're delighted to be continuing the tradition of presenting the Community Award in Government House, the ceremonial home of all British Columbians. Thank you, Your Honour. We can clap there. There's something wonderful about this ceremony. We're in this beautiful place. Lieutenant Governor, Her Honour, is here. It's formal, but there's an ease to it. There's a beauty to it. And so just enjoy it. If you want to clap, you should clap, and clap loudly. Cheer if you want. And I should finally finish, and you just mentioned it, I think, is especially meaningful today as you, His Honour, and your daughter, Connie, are all part of the Community Award Program alumni, so we should cheer at that one. I'd also, of course, like to acknowledge with respect the Lekwungen peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations, on whose traditional territories, of course, we're visiting today. The BC Achievement Foundation is the presenting organization of the Community Award Program. As an independent, not-for-profit organization, we're so grateful for our funders who support and allow us to celebrate the spirit of excellence in our province. And I'd like to take a moment to thank BC Achievement's inaugural platform partner, RBC, whose generous support of this award program allows us to sustain and expand this program, joining us in telling the stories of amazing British Columbians, and in doing so, we're building stronger and more engaged communities throughout the province. Special welcome to RBC VP Cam Rahman, who is here along with some of her team members celebrating the 2025 awardees with us today. Cam, where are you? There you are. RBC, Cam Rahman, thank you. Thanks for your support. It means so much. In addition to the Community Award, our foundation delivers 4 other programs: the Sam Carter Applied Art and Design Award, the Polygon Award in First Nations Art, the Indigenous Business Award, and in partnership with the Office of the Lieutenant Governor, the BC Reconciliation Award. 2025 marks the 22nd anniversary of the Foundation's launch and this Community Award program. But what does that mean in the context of today's ceremony? It's a testament to the best of BC. The program has told the inspired stories of over 680 British Columbians who've carved a path forward through their community achievement which requires strength, courage, and skill. A warm welcome to the many civic and provincial leaders that are here today. Thank you for joining us to honor the Community Award recipients who do so much to lift up your communities. And to the nominators, the friends, the colleagues, families, past recipients of the program, all of whom have traveled to Government House to witness the importance of achievement and to celebrate the awardees. Welcome. Many of you have made possible the accomplishments of the recipients we're honoring here this afternoon. Thank you. And now the reason why we're here, the 2025 Community Award presentation. I'd like to express the board's appreciation for the outstanding work of the Community Award Selection Committee, the 2025 jury panel. They were given difficult, yet I believe rewarding task of reviewing the many nominations of outstanding British Columbians. Thank you for your commitment and effort in a demanding selection process, and please stand as you're introduced, but may I ask, please hold your applause until they're all acknowledged. Mayor Susan Hewitt of Caslow, Mayor Sarah Story of Fraser Lake, and program alumni Upcar Tatley of Surrey. Thank you. Two other selection committee members and program alumni, Mika Morgan of Ashcroft and Herman Ho of Vancouver, they were unable to join us today, but they send their congratulations to the 2025 recipients. And a brief word about today's awardees and a warm welcome to all of you. Now, each of you has made unique contributions to your communities, either as volunteer or through your daily work. And for many of you, that means both. Your dedication and service to others is remarkable, as you give your time, your energy, to make our communities more caring, more dynamic, and unique. The models of practice each of you has built and instilled in your immediate community are being expanded. They're replicated, they're grown because of your leadership. You inspire by example. The award program is memorable and significant because of you. Your individual records of service, taken together, describe the very best of our home here in British Columbia. You and your family should be proud of the work you've done. Certainly, BC Achievement is grateful to recognize you and inspire others to follow in your footsteps. Today, each of you will receive a BC Achievement medallion and matching lapel pin featuring a design by renowned artist Robert Davidson, whose words resonate with the intent of all BC Achievements award programs. This is it: cultural hero, spirited, undaunted, fearless, bold, raising our awareness to a higher understanding. So let's begin. I call upon Robert Best of Vancouver. You're driving safely, Robert. Well done. Genuine kindness, patience, and positivity define Robert Best, qualities echoed in the stories from students he empowered, teachers he supported, and lives he quietly transformed. From his early work as a child and youth care worker to fostering a teen with exceptional needs to supporting students from kindergarten through grade 12, Robert's path was always about creating safe, meaningful spaces for youth. After joining the Vancouver School District in the 90s, Robert connected with students from all backgrounds through initiatives such as Link Crew, peer education, and one of the district's first restorative justice programs. He founded the Oasis Club, a lunchtime haven for vulnerable youth, and he developed the Grade 7 toolkit to ease the transition into high school. Known as Mr. Best. Could there be a better last name? Robert inspired a multiple sclerosis walk fundraising team aptly called the Best Friends, a fitting tribute to someone who makes others believe in their best selves. Beloved for his gentle wisdom and the joy he brought through puppets like Harold the Monster, Robert has a rare gift for helping students understand their feelings, believe in their own worth while caring about each other. Although multiple sclerosis brought his career to an early close, the love and strength he shares continues to ripple outward, quietly, powerfully, and enduringly. Your Honor, I present Robert Best. Bravo, well done. I call upon Tlee Chilwett, Heather Andrew, and Yuwunat Eileen Gus of the Squamish Nation. Unfortunately, Eileen is unable to join us today, but Heather is here. Okay. Would you want to take the photograph, or shall I? I think you should do the citation first, and then we'll take the Okay. Grounded in a shared commitment to healing, Heather and Eileen have led transformative health and wellness services for the Squamish Nation for over 25 years. As leaders in mental health, harm reduction, and addiction recovery, they've developed culturally rooted care pathways that honor Indigenous knowledge and lived experience. Heather, a senior addictions counselor, integrates ceremony and cultural values into harm reduction and recovery supports using innovative tools like the Taskwawentin app and the Treatment Navigator project. Eileen, a mental health intake coordinator, advances Indigenous-led digital health solutions to ensure timely, culturally safe care. Rooted in professional training and cultural practice, they've led the nation's frontline response to the opioid crisis, blending traditional teachings with clinical expertise. Their trusted partnership fosters life-saving programs, inspires Indigenous health leadership, and builds a foundation for lasting wellness. Your Honor, I present Heather Andrew. Bravo. I call upon Barbara Attic of Salmon Arm. Ubiquitous in her calling for over 5 decades, Barb has dedicated herself to serving communities across the province in countless meaningful ways. From her beginnings as a 16-year-old candy striper at Royal Columbian Hospital, her leadership journey has touched organizations such as Brownies, Girl Guides, Pathfinders, and the BC Lions, to name a few. No matter where she lived, Barb's instinct is always to give back to her community. Her generous efforts have supported causes like the Mother's March of Dimes, the BC Cancer Agency's Driver Program, and numerous community fundraisers. In times of crisis, Barb has stepped up as Emergency Support Services Logistics Chief and the Director, whilst also championing local projects like the Shuswap Hospice and Fire Protection Initiatives. Barb is a true civic champion, never waiting to be asked, always ready to serve. She shows us what it means to lead with heart and humanity. Her legacy inspires us to follow in her footsteps and uplift the communities that we call home. Your Honor, I present Barbara Attig. I call upon Serena Kainer of Canoe. Long before Buy Local became a national movement, Serena Kainer was already leading the charge in the shoe swap, championing local food producers, small businesses, and community well-being with dedication and passion. As former president and executive director of the Shuswap Food Action Society, she was a driving force behind building a stronger, more resilient local food system. Under Serena's leadership, the region's farmers market was transformed into a vibrant community hub, and thanks to her ability to unite local farmers, artisans, the Downtown Improvement Association, and the city of Salmon Arm. Her efforts directed over $70,000 into nearby farms, advancing both food security and sustainability. She also played a critical role in expanding school meal programs, securing funding, founding the Family Box program, and assembling teams to deliver hot, nutritious, locally sourced meals to students across the district. Today, as the Feeding Futures program coordinator in her school district, Serena continues to lead with purpose, ensuring that every student has access to healthy food while strengthening the fabric of her community from the ground up. Your Honor, I present Serena Kainer. I call upon Josephine Chauhan and Amit Singh, who is well, you can clap if you like. And Amit Singh, who is representing Neera Vora Singh of Vancouver. And driven by their shared belief in the power of collaboration, Josephine Chauhan and Neera Vora Singh, co-founders of the Touching Lives Foundation, are lifting up marginalized communities across British Columbia. As immigrants themselves, they understand the struggles of newcomers and vulnerable populations, which motivated them to create a community-driven initiative. And since founding Touching Lives, they've been a steadfast anchor to individuals facing homelessness, food insecurity, domestic violence, and mental health challenges, offering not only financial aid, but also mentorship, empowerment programs, and vital resources, providing dignity and long-term support to those in need. With a focus on women and children, their work addresses critical social issues with compassion and funding. Through grace and determination, their annual fundraising events raise substantial funds for many service organizations. Josephine and Neera continue to raise awareness, organizing food drives, mental health workshops, and directly delivering essentials to low-income families. As women of color in philanthropy, Neera and Josephine have navigated personal and systemic challenges with perseverance, all the while embracing a hands-on approach to leading their foundation through its own complex journey. Their partnership shines with positivity and strength, inspiring others with their empathy and commitment to the community they are building Your Honor, I present Josephine Chauhan and Neera Vora Singh, who's today represented by Amit Singh. I call upon Floyd Hill of Vancouver. Taking to the skies as a volunteer pilot, Floyd Hill brings Hope Air's vision to life. A Canada where access to healthcare is never limited by geography or financial means. Since 2016, he's flown over 60 missions, each one representing a life touched and a health outcome improved. Floyd's impact is especially profound in rural BC, where long, costly journeys often stand between patients and the care that they need. With no regular air service in many remote areas, Floyd eliminates that gap, donating his time, expertise, and personal aircraft to provide safe, no-cost transportation to those in need, all the while balancing life's many other demands. Known for his compassion, generosity, he meets urgent travel challenges with calm reassurance, becoming a steady presence in moments of uncertainty. Floyd's commitment goes far beyond the cockpit. Recently retired from his decades-long career at Odlum Brown, Floyd mentors new Hope Air pilots, helping to grow the organization's reach and reinforce its mission. And to those Floyd flies, it's never just a flight, it's a lifeline, fueled by humility, purpose, and hope through the skies. Your Honor, I present Floyd Hill. I call upon Valerie Jerome of Vancouver. Valerie Jerome has given her students and mentees the capacity to believe in themselves, in each other, and most importantly, to believe that anything is possible. Valerie's work embraces racial justice, education, environmental advocacy, and athletic excellence. A former Olympian, she elevates her platforms into a powerful space for equity, inspiring generations to rise above adversity. A lifelong educator and advocate, Valerie amplifies marginalized voices, mentors Black youth, and builds inclusive spaces in schools and beyond. She's a champion for fair opportunities in sport, preserving the legacy of her brother, trailblazing athlete, fellow Olympian, and civil rights icon, Harry Jerome. Her activism reaches into environmental justice, running in 6 federal elections with the Green Party, championing urgent reforms from ozone protection to pesticide bans. Through her memoir, Races, the Trials and Triumphs of Canada's Fastest Family, Valerie offers a stirring lens on race, legacy, and hope. Her life's work reveals a more just, inclusive, and sustainable future, creating a path forward for all of us. Your Honor, I present Valerie Jerome. I call upon Chantal Krish of Vancouver. The champion for women, girls, and youth, Chantal Krish lives and breathes her passion through advocacy and mentorship. As CEO of Big Sisters, she delivers on its mission and supports nearly 500 youth each year. Chantal reimagines mentorship with inclusive, equity-driven programs, including a groundbreaking gender-based violence prevention initiative delivered with school districts. Her collaborative spirit extends beyond her organization, inspiring communities and partners alike. Under her tenure, Big Sisters has expanded its impact and increased revenue with plans to launch Vancouver's first ever mentorship hub. She ensures youth voices are heard at every level of the organization, building in sustainability and relevance. In addition to Big Sisters, Chantal has advanced accessible childcare through the $10 a day pilot, brought national focus to media representation with the YWCA's Culture Shift project, and supported critical policy reform through the Mothers Without Legal Status initiative. Her work is grounded in her personal practice and a deep belief in equity and mentorship. As her own words reveal, what better investment could there be than a future where women and girls are supported to overcome the barriers they will inevitably face to thrive in their pursuits. Your Honor, I present Chantal Krish. I call upon Carol Lee of Vancouver. Inspired by the legacy of her parents, Bob and Lily, Carol Lee has forged her own remarkable path as a champion of Vancouver's historic Chinatown and the downtown East Side. Combining entrepreneurial success with a deep, lifelong commitment to giving back, Carol's passionate vision is uniquely powerful. As co-founder and chair of the Vancouver Chinatown Foundation, Carol leads initiatives in affordable housing, cultural preservation, and community building, including the opening of Bob and Michael's Place and the creation of the Chinatown Storytelling Center. Her dedication is rooted in long-standing family ties and a profound sense of place. This is the story of all the people that came, Carol tells us. Chinatown is the physical legacy of that struggle and triumph. Carol has also contributed generously to her alma mater, serving on the UBC Sword of Faculty Advisory Board and the Powerhouse Project Committee, while helping establish the Robert H. Lee Alumni Center. With her office located just above her grandfather's former store, Carol lives her values daily. Her visionary leadership, her generosity, and sense of responsibility all contribute to a thriving future of hope and potential for her city and its communities. Your Honor, I present Carol Lee. I call upon Trevor Mack of the Chilcotin Nation. Portraits from a Fire, Trevor Mack's acclaimed debut feature illuminates the lived experiences of Indigenous youth, offering a personal yet universal story of strength. Every project Trevor creates is filmed on Chilcotin land with Chilcotin actors, keeping Indigenous voices and traditions at the heart. A visionary filmmaker and cultural advocate, Trevor dedicates his life to uplifting Indigenous youth and celebrating his Chilcotin identity. With his wife, Valeria, he co-founded the Tlaytinko International Cultural Garden Center, space for youth to reconnect with the land through tradition, food growing, and cultural exchange with Mexican Indigenous communities. Trevor also leads the Darcy Co. Tribal Parks Back on the Land initiative, where youth trek through the mountains, gather around the fire, and learn drumming, art, and traditional medicine, reclaiming ancestral knowledge. Respected for his mentorship and humility, Trevor serves as the youngest counselor in his community and across the Chilcotin Nation. Trevor's emerging leadership elevates the space around him through storytelling and lasting community connection. Your Honor, I present Trevor Mack. I call upon Glenn McCall of Zabalos. When a young orca was stranded near his village last spring, Glenn McCall and his team were the first on the scene, reporting the situation to DFO and immediately mobilizing machinery and people to help free the calf. All this while grieving the loss of the mother orca who'd been beached on the shores of the inlet. The scene is emblematic of Glenn's generous and constant community leadership to his town and its surrounding region. His actions lift the spirits of those around him. He's the first to step in, always with a kind heart and a great sense of purpose and humor. During a 7-day power outage in January of 2022, Glenn provided extra road cleanup and donated diesel for the emergency generator, keeping the vital community services running. An alert environmental advocate, Glenn spotted a forest fire near Ihattensat First Nation, and he organized resources to help extinguish the flames. From building bridges to leading Christmas parades and barge fireworks, Glenn is a known and joyful presence in Zabalos, the kind of person who helps his neighbors and shares a laugh. He supports countless community events, sponsors the local baseball tournaments, dance, and lends his time to emergency efforts. Glenn's deep sense of responsibility and dedication, along with his infectious energy, make him an invaluable part of his village community. Your Honor, I present Glenn McCall. I call upon Winona North Pagan of Vancouver. Winona North Pagan is passionate about creating positive change for First Nations communities, especially for women and youth. She focuses on cultural preservation while researching and delivering important policy reforms. A proud member of the Piikani Nation, Blackfoot Confederacy, and Anishinaabe Odawa from the Wemkong unceded territory, Winona's work focuses on Indigenous governance and self-determination. As a policy analyst with the Union of British Columbia Indian Chiefs, Winona leads Indigenous voices into decision-making processes, ensuring the end results involve and reflect the needs and rights of Indigenous communities. Winona's contributions include her repatriation efforts, notably through the Vancouver Foundation's Level Youth Policy Program, where she moved repatriation and cultural sovereignty forward. Her advocacy for legislative changes aligned with the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples underline her commitment to justice and the protection of Indigenous cultural heritage. An empowering force for Indigenous youth, Winona's emerging leadership prepares the next generations, including hers, with tools to advance Indigenous rights. She leads by example, welcoming others into her circle to drive policy change rooted in community-led solutions, proving that lasting transformation happens together. Your Honor, I present Winona North Pagan. I call upon Robert Olson of North Vancouver. Celebrating an impressive 25 years of teaching, Robert Olson's career is punctuated by his compassionate commitment to community service in every aspect of his work. With a diverse background as a tree planter, carpenter, and former Navy Reserve member, Rob brings a unique perspective to the classroom, designing programs that inspire and empower all students. He was instrumental in creating the North Vancouver School District's high school engineering courses with a strong focus on gender equity, motivating many students to pursue engineering at top universities. Rob introduced a community and global initiatives program to his classroom, where students serve monthly dinners for food insecure community members and help build infrastructure in the Dominican Republic and in Mexico, efforts that cultivate empathy and global awareness. He founded the Robotics Academy and actively volunteers with the Boys Club Network, mentoring at-risk youth. Rob's advocacy for education and community engagement transforms those he leads, instilling in them kindness, leadership, and the importance of global citizenship. Your Honor, I present Robert Olson. I call upon Bob Purdy of North Vancouver. Recognized for his ability to create collaborative working teams, Bob Purdy infuses regional conservation efforts with positive action and sets a world-class example for voluntary, large-scale environmental stewardship. For over 30 years, Bob has been a leader in sustainability, including 25 years with the Fraser Basin Council. He brings together voices from across the marine industry, Indigenous communities, government agencies, and environmental organizations. Named the Enhancing Cetacean and Habitat Observation, or the ECHO program, the initiative is focused on tackling the impact of commercial shipping on endangered whales along British Columbia's southern coast. Bob's steady guidance allows the ECHO program to flourish, earning trust from participants and enabling effective and globally significant conservation actions. His gifted communication and relationship efforts transformed challenging conversations into meaningful partnerships. At a time when only 73 southern resident killer whales remain, Bob's work with ECHO is vital to their survival. Through his mentorship, energy, and commitment to sustainability, Bob's work inspires a new generation to embrace cooperation and environmental responsibility. Your Honor, I present Bob Purdy. I call upon Deborah Rogers of Campbell River. When asked if women can be firefighters, Deborah Rogers, acting captain and fire investigator with the Campbell River Fire Department, is quick and clear in her response. Yes, of course. It isn't brute strength that's required. It's resilience. It's being brave. Deborah's personal goal is to provide knowledge and resources so future candidates are better prepared for a career in the fire service. She dedicates a significant amount of time to inspiring women across British Columbia to pursue a role as a firefighter. Through her leadership, Deborah provides young women with hands-on training, mentorship, and invaluable exposure to female role models in a traditionally male-dominated field. Her work at Camp Ignite, a day camp for young BC women in grades 11 and 12, allows countless young participants to see themselves as future leaders in fire service. As the founding president of the Island Ignite Mentorship Society, Deborah brought these life-changing opportunities to Vancouver Island, uniting fire departments and female firefighters in a shared mission. Her work has built a strong and supportive community while crafting a model for much-needed change in the industry. Step by step, Deborah is redefining the culture of the fire service by demystifying it and creating more inclusive pathways for women across the profession. Deborah's leadership underlines the importance of mentorship and her passionate commitment to be the change. Your Honor, I present Deborah Rogers. I call upon Susan Scott Gabe of Duncan. One of the many organizations benefiting from Susan Scott Gabe's leadership is the Vancouver chapter of the Sovereign Order of St. John, whose mission, making lives better, seems to be the credo that permeates and underpins all of Susan's undertakings. Her work supports individuals affected by disabilities and life-limiting illnesses and is making a lasting impact on healthcare policy and its practice. As Vice Chair of the City of Vancouver's Older Persons and Elders Advisory Committee, Susan led a comprehensive national review of best practices in seniors community care. On the national stage, Susan serves on the board of Vision Loss Rehabilitation Canada, where her advocacy has helped drive significant progress for those living with sight impairment. Most recently, Susan has helped advance palliative care for individuals with neurodevelopmental disabilities through the Compassionate Palliative Care Initiative. Her strategic efforts led to the development of a white paper now guiding policy conversations around this often overlooked area of care. Through her thoughtful leadership and collaborative spirit, Susan elevates standards of care across systems and communities, and in doing so, she is indeed making lives better. Your Honor, I present Susan Scott Gabe. I call upon Mestesi Luchmetque Colleen Seymour. A teacher, a spiritual helper, a knowledge holder, Colleen Seymour uplifts Indigenous education, health, and reconciliation. Dedicated to the reclamation of traditional knowledge, Colleen guides numerous healing ceremonies, land-based wellness initiatives, and cultural teachings across generations. From newborns to elders, she's nurturing belonging and cultural revitalization in her community and in others. Colleen's leadership is grounded in love for the people, the land, and Sek Wep Emshin, the language that she is reclaiming. As one of the founding members of the BC Indigenous Health Nursing Research Chair Program and the Rainbow Healing Society, Colleen champions self-determination and cultural resurgence. She sits on advisory bodies, including the Sewep-Emk Child and Family Services Agency and the Research Chair's Grandmother's Council. Known for always sharing her wisdom, Colleen offers immersive learning experiences grounded in Indigenous ways of knowing, doing, and being. Your Honor, I present Colleen Seymour. I call upon Dr. Sabine Tiwana of Vancouver. Dr. Sabine Tiwana's dedication to education and inclusion, both personally and through her work at UBC's Faculty of Dentistry, promotes a more unified and equitable approach to healthcare. Since 2017, she has provided hands-on research opportunities for high school students, especially young women, helping to close the gender gap in dentistry. By including students, co-authors in her publications, she uplifts emerging voices in the field. Beyond her clinic, Dr. Tawana co-develops and delivers equity workshops at Vancouver Coastal Health and the Canadian Conference for Physician Leadership, giving the underrepresented youth practical skills and leadership experience. At UBC, she continues to advocate for minority students through inclusive teaching and mentorship. Her book, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion in Healthcare, From Knowledge to Practice, challenges traditional models of leadership, training, and accountability. Through her mentorship, advocacy, and research, Dr. Tawana is not only changing lives, she's helping shape a more inclusive future for healthcare providers. Your Honor, I present Dr. Sabine Tawana. I call upon Amarjit Singh Vabhana of Surrey. Amarjit Singh Vabhana plays a pivotal role in shaping Surrey's arts and cultural landscape. In 2006, he founded the Nard Arts Festival, now a cornerstone event that showcases local talent and strengthens community engagement through the arts. At the Nard Arts Centre, Amarjit has produced large-scale events, including the Nard Festival of Music and Dance, and built meaningful connections between local and international artists. His mentorship has launched the careers of many aspiring musicians, and his widely used tabular syllabus books have become vital tools in preserving cultural education. Amarjit's leadership is transforming Surrey into a vibrant cultural hub, encouraging collaboration across artistic disciplines. His online teaching programs extend music education globally, establishing lasting pathways for cultural growth. And through his work, Amarjit celebrates diversity and ensures the arts remain at the heart of his community. Your Honor, I present Amarjit Singh Vabhana. I call upon Rick Valentine of Argenta. Rick Valentine is a cornerstone of the Argenta community, with decades of service in public safety, infrastructure, and emergency preparedness. As a leader with the town's safety and preparedness and its cemetery societies, Rick has spent over 20 years advancing wildlife readiness, training hundreds, establishing a fully equipped fire shed, and creating a water source mapping system now used by the first responders. And these efforts proved vital during the 2024 wildfires when, under Rick's leadership, the Argenta Fire Brigade successfully protected every structure in the community. Rick also led the design and restoration of Johnson's Landing's water system after a devastating landslide. This undertaking was a 7-year volunteer effort that secured federal funding, passed engineering standards, and came in under budget. He can... Everyone loves under budget. He continues to maintain this essential system for residents. Beyond Argenta, Rick has volunteered on water and construction projects in Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Haiti. His leadership, generosity, and technical skill have fortified his own community and become a model of rural resilience across the region. Your Honor, I present Rick Valentine. I call upon Margot Wask of Vancouver. An advocate, artist, designer, and entrepreneur, Margot Wask champions disability justice and neurodivergent inclusion. As president of BC People First, they elevate disabled voices and push for meaningful change across the province, breaking down barriers and fostering pride through creativity, advocacy, and education. Through their business, Retrophiliac, Margot designs bold communication tools by and for disabled LGBTQ1A2+ and neurodivergent communities, empowering self-expression, reducing stigma, and building connection. They also founded the We Belong Market to showcase disabled and neurodivergent entrepreneurs, and were featured on AMI's Our Community episode for their advocacy and business leadership. Margot's influence extends nationally, from speaking at the Disability Without Poverty rally on Parliament Hill to collaborating with People First of Canada, McMaster University, and Curico on accessibility and education. Margot's artwork, featured in York University's Mental Health Literacy Guide for Autism, to which they also contributed, reflects a deep commitment to advocacy through creativity. Several of their products are available in the Museum of Vancouver, a testament to their impact. Across every platform, Margot's leadership emerges with a powerful voice for inclusion, self-advocacy, and systemic change. Your Honor, I present Margot Wask. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in applauding these 21 British Columbians who so richly deserve this honor today. And awardees, you please now stand up together and turn and face the audience and wave and acknowledge their support of your accomplishments. You've earned it. Good. Do be seated. It's now my pleasure to invite my fellow board member and the recipient of the Indigenous Business and Community Award, the 2018 Mitchell Awardee of Distinction, Glanasium Dr. Kim Vanderwood, to join me on the stage. Kim.
Thank you, Christopher. And congratulations, heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. It's a privilege for me to be here at Government House with all of you today and celebrate your achievements. I mean, I'm probably not the only one who needed a Kleenex today. Gaelic Hasla, Nugwam Glalasium, Nugwam Numgis Bakwam. I'm a member of the Numgis Nation and so honored to be here on these beautiful territories today. Today is going to be a core memory for all of you. I was here in 2018 as a recipient as well, and all the emotions, nervous, inspired, am I worthy, daunted, humbled, and the reality is your people see you. They see your late nights, your advocacy, your commitment, your tenacity. Your work matters in shaping the well-being and futures. As a past program alumna, I encourage you to wear your lapel pin and continue to inspire change. This commemorative piece honors your achievements and the spirit, imagination, dedication, and outstanding contributions of British Columbians to their community. And Gila Kasla, thank you, Your Honor, and a proud alumna as well of the Community Award Program for your efforts to celebrate, inspire, and connect citizens of this great province. We were talking about this in the room earlier. During your inaugural address as Lieutenant Governor in January this year, you shared 3 core values that deeply guide you: the power of compassion, the call to service, and the perseverance to create a better world. I can't think of a better representation of British Columbians who share your values and actively live them. And now it's time to hear from the recipients. Please join me in welcoming Valerie Jerome to the podium to say a few words on behalf of the 2025 awardees.
Your Honor, fellow recipients, and guests, we acknowledge with respect the Lekwungen people, the Songhees, and the Esquimalt First Nations who are on whose traditional lands we are visiting today. Thank you, Kim, there you are, for your introduction. Growing up in a Black family in Canada, growing up in a Black family in Canada was extremely challenging, as racism pummeled us every day in every aspect of our lives. From unending attempts to block our residency in neighborhoods, from stonings to keep us from attending school, from the everyday humiliations of racial epithets, and from the systemic racism within this country's institutions. And because I endured and made a moderate success of my life, I am often told that I had great resilience. But considering all the facts, I have a different perception of how I managed to become a teacher, an athlete, a parent, and an advocate for others. My way forward in life was made possible by the likes of the people you are honoring here today. Kind-hearted, generous, loving individuals who gave their time, their energy, and enormous compassion to give me a chance to develop my abilities, to grow and to achieve my goals against all odds. My teachers who gave extra time to teams after school, to my track coach who never earned a penny for the thousands of hours he invested to make me an Olympian, to my Girl Guide leader, to the foster families who made sure I attended school and university, and countless others at every step of my path who engaged me and supported me. It takes a village to raise a child. It was not my alleged resilience. It was the compassionate ones, the village. It was my fellow honorees who are gathered here today. These honorees are giving not just to the individuals who so directly benefit from their compassion and hard work, but they are giving to our country. They are making Canada a better place as we pull others up from unfortunate situations. We make Canada better when we reach beyond ourselves. My heartiest congratulations to my fellow honorees, and my gratitude to the nominators and to the BC Achievement Foundation. Thank you. Just trying to dash.
Not yet, not yet. Gayla Castella, Valerie, and please remain on the stage. Oh my goodness, kind-hearted, compassionate people, people who offer time, care, and unwavering belief, people who stand with you. You can see here that real change is seated in compassion and remarkable words, Valerie. Your story is a call to action for all of us, not just to admire you and your accomplishments, but to follow your example, to be that village, and to reach beyond ourselves. Achievement doesn't happen in isolation, it happens in community. Instituted in 2017 and named in honor of the late Keith Mitchell, BC Achievement's founding chair and guiding light for 13 years, the Mitchell Award designation recognizes an individual who, through his or her work and volunteer activities, has demonstrated a unique and selfless leadership style that empowers others to engage and lead. Valerie, thank you for your leadership as an educator, an advocate for inclusion and kindness while empowering those you lead to follow in your footsteps. Education is not only a path to opportunity, it is an act of resistance, a tool of liberation, and a way to rewrite the future for those who have been excluded for far too long. Your work reminds us that when we teach with courage and care, we don't just transfer knowledge, we transform lives. So on behalf of the BC Achievement Board, it is my honor to present the 2025 Mitchell Award of Distinction to you. Thank you, Gayla Castella, and congratulations.
Bravo, Valerie Jerome, and thank you, Kim. That was wonderful. We're fortunate to have several past Community Award recipients, our program alumni in the audience, and welcome and thank you for witnessing the ceremony today. It's an honor to have you with us. And today's recipients, your journey with BC Achievement just beginning. Collectively, we're delighted to congratulate and welcome all of you as part of the growing Community Award Program alumni. And to everyone who witnessed today's celebration, thank you to each and every one of you for joining us and celebrating the community awardees. I challenge the room to identify the heroes from your communities and recognize Remarkable for the 2026 award program. If you know of candidates who'd be ideal for BC Achievement's other award programs, please consider nominating them today. We have year-round open nominations to allow greater accessibility to the process. And thank you to everyone for creating magic with us today. And together, we will tell the stories of what makes our province and its communities achieve excellence, and in doing so, inspire change. Thank you all so much. It's been an honor to do what I've had to do today, and I can now stop speaking, and I hand over now to Amanda Campbell, who will tell you some special things.
I think I would be in great company when I say we could all listen to you speak all day, Mr. Christopher Gaze. Wonderful presentations. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Government House team, I also want to extend a thank you to BC Achievement and their team for their work today in bringing this incredible group of recipients together here in the ceremonial home of British Columbians. I have only a few quick remarks to close our ceremony today, which most importantly include everybody getting some food. So recipients, when you get up from your seats, if you wouldn't mind, please leaving your medallion and your certificate on your chair, and the amazing BC Achievement team will make sure those are collected for you to retrieve at registration as you depart. And as well, I know you're all very hungry, but the recipients are please welcome to join us in the lobby for a foyer photo before everything gets going. So if you are a recipient, we'd ask that you please follow the procession into the lobby as soon as we conclude. I'd like to ask for a final round of applause for the recipients today from everyone here in the room. And with that, we draw today's ceremony to a close and ask for all guests to please rise for the departure of the official party and the Community Award recipients. Thank you so much.